Hello to everyone. In this next session, I will teach you the basics about drawing and also how to import a PDF. As you can see here in this part, you can see all the drawing options we have. We have line, polylines, circles, arcs, different polygons, including a rectangle, and ellipses. So, the difference between a line and a polyline is that a line is not continuous and a polyline is continuous. So if you draw with a line, and if you want to draw in 90 degrees, you can specify 40 millimeters as an example, like 20 and 40. However, if you don't want to specify in the last part the 40, you can just Ctrl Z and it will return you to one step before clicking. So if you want to be sure that you close properly the drawing, you can just simply locate your cursor in the end point and it will automatically snap you to this side if you have on this option. If you don't want this, you can simply turn it off or zoom in and zoom out. When you have finished, you can just press enter. As you can see here, each line is splitted, so each one is not connected, it's just a simple line. If you draw the same object using a polyline, you can see that all of them are connected, and you can switch between each vertex using this property option that is called current vertex. So you can just simply select between each vertex, and it will also specify you which point is X and Y. If you want to draw a circle, you have different options. The difference between all of these options are the inputs. You can input the center, the radius, center diameter, 2 points, 3 points, and tangents. So here we are going to specify the center and the radius. As you can see at the bottom, we'll ask you for instructions. First, specify the center of the circle. So if you want it to be at the center of this square, this rectangle, you can just simply be sure to select geometric center, and you can see here that if I pass my cursor near the object, it will automatically show me this point. And you can just specify the radius, here will be 10, or you can just enter it manually, like 8. With this option, you can specify a closed polygon being a rectangle or more sides, like an hexagon. 6. So first it asks you for the center. The same here, you can just click here and it will ask you about two options, being the circle inside the polygon or outside the polygon. So if you select this, you will see that the circle is at this point, the radius of the polygon. If you select the other option, the radius will be inside the polygon. If you want to use a pre-existing drawing or you want to import a PDF, you can just simply select the insert option, import PDF, search for your PDF, and just type open. It will display you all the options about importing a PDF. This option will let you specify which page do you want to import, and in this case we only have one page. And it is also important to specify the location. If you enable this option, you will be able to choose which will be the initial point of the PDF. So you will be able to choose this initial point. And all of these options, you can just leave them as default. So here you can just specify the beginning of the PDF here and just wait until the software compiles all the information to be able to replicate all of that in AutoCAD if it is able to do it. So now that the software has finished generating the PDF, you can see here that we have the drawing. In some cases, it is able to replicate the lines that you can find inside the drawing, but it will usually also produce that the text will be lost and it will be just only some lines. So you will eventually need to redraw it again. As you can see here, it's not properly imported. However, as you can see here, we have the drawing in millimeters. So if you want to know which dimension do you have, you can just simply go to Home, and in Utilities you can select the tool that is Measure. However, I will not recommend this option because if the drawing has 3D elements, it will not give you an accurate estimation. That's why I prefer always to use Dimension. As you can see here, this is the dimension that the drawing should have. However, if we measure these points, we will notice that this is the real dimension we have in the drawing. So to fix it, we will need to escalate the whole object. So you can just simply select it and type the options scale. Here it will specify you the base point. You can choose whatever point do you want. We'll just choose the one side. And it will also ask you about a copy or reference. I like to use reference because I can specify which length I want the software to scale. So if I only, as you can see here, there's an R with a blue accent. So you can just simply type R and enter, or you can just click it. So it will ask you to specify the reference length. So I will just use one length that I'm completely sure it is right to be able to scale the whole object. And I can specify the new length based on this length. It will be 6650. You can see now that the drawing is much bigger, and if we check this dimension, it will be close to this dimension. The difference between these points is that this is not properly aligned. That's why you need to be really sure that you have a clean drawing to have real dimensions. Like this. However, as you can see here, the dimensions are really small. So if you want a really quick option to make it bigger, you can just change all the characteristics here, or just go to fit and scale the dimensions as much as you want. So it will be 30 times the normal default values. As you remember, I typed scale as a command. This is the command bar. I can also do this to the other options like polylines or lines, because it will be much quicker than just searching from that tools in the taskbar. So I can just simply type for polyline, I can just simply type polyline and it will automatically appear. So you can just select it like this or press enter. You can also do this with other type of commands like line, move, rotate, remember to turn off the 90 degrees option if you don't need it, and all of the other commands you can possibly use. So this is the end of the second session. I hope you have enjoyed it.